Mrs. Galli, I'll switch to English. How do we see in DESFA the potential for hydrogen production for Greece in order to export to Central Europe and Germany? And moreover, have there been any studies on how competitive is the transport of hydrogen produced in Greece to Germany? Could you give us some figures? If
sure.
so, thank you.
First, let me say that, let's say, and listening to what Professor Kapros and the minister said before, that when we look at, let's say, a new technology like hydrogen in this case, we certainly cannot look at it only at the national level. So already looking at it at European level is limited in the sense that we see this development having an important ramification all around the world, and the technology efforts in China will probably lead China to be one of the cheapest hydrogen production in the world. But leaving the world aside, let's at least focus on the European dimension. And when it comes to the European dimension, Europe has and still have, notwithstanding, let's say, of course, some more pragmatic approach that is necessary on the energy transition, a view about the role that hydrogen will have to play. And it's not a role only linked to absorbing excess renewable, because that would be a very limited perspective, but it is a role of the fact that the energy systems need dispatchable energy, need energy for a high heat, let's say, industrial activities, and therefore it's necessary to find a solution with respect to molecules that can be carbon-free, or at least that can burn without producing CO2. Mm-hmm. So in this respect, the investment on the technology is something that is taking place at European level at least. And then, of course, different countries, depending on what is the most relevant technical solution at the domestic level, they have their own, let's say, specific national energy and climate plan. But at European level, we see a continuous strong focus toward, let's say, the development of the hydrogen industry. What does it mean? It means that we need to look at the perspective of where demand and supply will be more relevant, will be distributed at European level, and where it's going to be more economic to produce hydrogen at European level and or to import, let's say, from other countries outside Europe. And in this respect, it's clear, and we have done also a market survey also just last year, that in Greece, the appetite for hydrogen production is definitely higher than the appetite or the need for hydrogen consumption. So we have quite a significant delta between potential interest of producers and what is the current perceived need from consumers. Last year we ran this survey together with Bulgaria, and it resulted on an expression of interest for the production of up to 72 terawatt-hour, to be compared with a consumption indicatively less than half, 32 terawatt-hour. This indicates clearly that the country has a potential surplus. And this surplus has a cost competitiveness when it comes to other producing countries in Europe or outside Europe, which is very significant. In the sense, and we don't have to look at electricity cost, because we need to look at dedicated renewables off-grid, because we are looking at where there is a potential for renewables that cannot have access to the system, because as the minister was saying, we don't have space in the system to absorb additional renewables. So hydrogen needs to be studied and analyzed in terms of competitiveness, looking at, let's say, dedicated combination of, let's say, solar and wind, and partially also some batteries. And this will lead to a cost production at 2040 in the range between 2 and 3 euro per kilogram in Greece. Which, let's say, is absolutely competitive with the hydrogen that can be produced in North Africa. Let's say today Germany is looking at importing hydrogen from Tunisia, from Morocco, even from Namibia as ammonia, or Saudi as ammonia.
Greek hydrogen will be much more competitive than...
Green hydrogen will be, produced in Greece will be competitive with these import routes, and will be fully produced in Europe. And this opportunity has been clearly identified not only by the German Ministry of Energy and Europe, not only by the German Ministry of Energy, but by Europe as a whole, because in this respect, the decision of the European Commission to approve two PCI with respect to the potential of export from Greece in terms of infrastructure from Greece to Central Europe is an indication that the case for production in Greece and export toward higher consumer points in Central Europe, in particular Germany, is clearly identified. And in this respect, we do have the PCI for the hydrogen backbone between Greece and Bulgaria, which was already approved 2 years ago and has been reconfirmed. And the second PCI, that is the one that will allow the connection of our West Macedonia pipeline from Comina down to Igoumenitsa in order to enable the hydrogen produced in Greece to be exported in Italy and through Italy, through the South Italian corridor, be exported to Central Europe.
The new flagship DESFA hydrogen project.
Yes.
Right.
So let's say this indicates that really Europe sees Greece, and this resonates what the minister was saying before, not only in the context of hydrogen production in Greece for Greece consumption, but for export.
Okay. However, you mentioned the industrial use of hydrogen, and I would like your comment. What does it tell us? The recent decision by the Europe's largest steelmaker, ArcelorMittal, not to go ahead with green hydrogen projects, despite, if I got it well, 1.3 billion subsidies. What does it show? Is it? Do you concern?
Well, let's say
what's your take on that?
I really believe that we have been overambitious, and as always, when you are overambitious, you set the path, but sometimes you lose pieces and bits on the road. So it's clear that today, if you are a big steel manufacturer, you want to have certainty with respect to your competitiveness vis-à-vis other countries in the world. So the problem of steel manufacturer is that they need to compete globally, and they need to compete with other countries where CO2 emission prices are completely different. So it is not just a matter of hydrogen per se, it's a matter of how, let's say, the European industries that have this, let's say, environmental legislation applying to that can be as competitive as industry in other parts of the world which don't have it. So I think this is a broader issue about European competitiveness today vis-à-vis, let's say, the cost of the green transition.
Okay.